So we create an impression that the graph is drawn on a scale. It runs from 0 up to 4. This is x. This is your f of x. Now we'll go back to these points. The initial point has an x coordinate when it is 0, and the final point has an x coordinate when it is f4. So it means my minimum x coordinate is 0 and the maximum is 4. That is why these ones are running from 0 up to 4. Then when you go to f of x, our initial point has f of x when it is 0, and the final point has f of x when it is half. So it means along the vertical axis, we can stretch from 0 to a quarter to a half. The essence of creating that a quarter is to portray consistency in the values being indicated along the vertical axis. So our linear PDF starts from 0, 0. When x is 0, y is also 0. The final point is when x is 4, y is a half. When x is 4, y is a half. Where they coincide, we put a dot. It is a straight line from 0, 0 up to 4, and they are half. So this is f of x is equal to 1 over 8x. Now the next step is read off the mode of that linear PDF. Now that we have said the only way to get the mode of a linear PDF is by using graphical method, you check the ending values of x first and their corresponding f of x, because they will be portraying which x value as the maximum. Since all the other values in between there, they will be giving least values compared to the extreme end points, especially on your right. So our first end point is when x is 0, f of x is also 0. The last one is when x is 4, f of x is a half. Now all these other x values which are between 0 and 4, all less than this extreme value on the right, they are going to be having f of x values which are less than this one. For example, when x is 0, why is this? F of x is 0. When x is 1, f of x will be here. When x is 2, f of x. When x is 3, f of x. And when x is 4, f of x is at x maximum. And remember we said it must be 0a square. So it means the mod is going to be what? f4. But it is f4 on the account that x is equal to 4. It is lying in this range, and 2. X is equal to 4 is giving us the maximum value of f of x amongst all the other values of x in which the PDF is defined. So our mod is going to be a 4. Now this is not the only way they can set this. They can also bring finding the mode of a compound PDF when it is linear in both intervals, or when one part finding the mode when one part is linear and the other part is non-linear. So you may not exhaust all of them, but at least we are going to have a demo, and in case you meet such a question, you will be able to answer it. Now in the first case, case 1, I may not exhaust all the cases, but at least we can refer to it. In case 1, if this is my graph of f of x, and this is x, it might run like this. this might be 0, 1, 2, then 3 and 4. This may be a quarter. Now this is a compound PDF because it has two intervals. There is one interval from 0 up to 4. From 0 up to 2. There is another interval from 2 up to 4. But then when you look at all these, for example, if this is f of x is equal to a quarter x, and this is f of x is equal to a quarter into 4 minus x. When you look at that PDF, for all the values between 0, we say identify f of x now in the different intervals because it is a compound. My f of x is a quarter x. This is when x is between 0 and 4. When x is between 0 and 2, it is a quarter into 4 minus x. This is when x is between 2 and 4, and it is 0 elsewhere. So it means my endpoints are 0, 2, 2, and 4. They are the ones which I am supposed to inspect. When the x is 0, f of x is 0. So 0 goes with the 0. When x is 2, f of x is a quarter. This is x, this is f of x. When x is 2, f of x is a quarter. When x is now 4, this is now from 0 to now from 2 to 4. I've read this, I'm now reading this. When x is 4, f of x is 0. Then you look at all those coordinates and you spot the point that has the highest value of x, and that will be its x coordinate will be the mode. So if we go here, this is 0, there is 0, a quarter, and 0, implying a quarter is the highest value of x, and its corresponding x coordinate must be the mode. So our mode, in this case, the mode becomes a 2, because 2 corresponds to a quarter, which is the maximum value of f of x. Or you can simply come back to the PDF and look at all the x values given. We have 0, its f of x is 0. We have 1, f of x is going to be here. We have 2, f of x is this side. And when you compare all other values that are coming after 2, f of x will keep descending, will keep descending